Last month, I asked the Minister whether she could outline the impact that losing 1% of the state's prime food production area would have on gross state product. In her response, she stated that, and I quote from the Hansard, "In terms of the impact, until we know which landowners will take up the opportunity to have their land changed in use and sold, we can't guess at what impacts in terms of value will be." End quote. Independent analysis released yesterday by Grain Producers SA shows that the areas proposed by the government produce nearly 23,000 metric tonnes of grain annually, enough to bake over 57 million loaves of bread. The report claims that this equates to $8 million in annual production value. The report further states that the government's proposed changes to the environment and food production areas will affect areas that are 33% more productive than the state average. My question to the Minister for Primary Industries and Regional Development, therefore, is the Minister adequately protecting food production areas in her capacity as Minister for Primary Industries? And does the Minister believe that the state should be reducing its annual yield of wheat in high-yield areas while we are in the middle of a drought?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr President, and I thank the honourable member for his question. As I mentioned in my previous answer several weeks ago, the proposed changes to the environmental and food production areas represent less than 1% of the agricultural land within the Greater Adelaide area. The housing crisis is well documented and I would hope well understood by those of us here in this chamber. We are seeing fewer people able to purchase their own homes. We are seeing a rental crisis. The Malinaskis Labor government has done a wide variety of actions to assist with this, but one of the most important is to provide additional supply. That is something that needs obviously things such as changes to planning regulations or laws. It can require code amendments. It requires infrastructure. The Malinaskis Labor government is keen to ensure that there is a choice of housing styles. In the city, this type of housing will be different perhaps to those who have young families and want space and a yard for their kids to play. This is something that is incredibly important to many, many South Australians. It's also, of course, very important to maintain our food supplies and our food security. After all, we export many, many tonnes of grains around the world, and we often talk in a very positive way of how we are feeding the state, feeding the nation and feeding the world. There is the difficult decisions to be made to find the right balance between providing housing, which is so important to the people of South Australia, as well as maintaining our agricultural industries. This government will continue to try to find that balance.
Supplementary question arising from the answer. Mr Simms.
The Minister referenced the importance of providing food security. Does she believe that the state should be reducing its annual yield of wheat in high-yield areas while we're in the middle of a drought?
Minister, you did mention yield, I think, but you can answer it if you wish. You don't have to.
Thank you. In the most recent trade statistics, I think the total value of grains that South Australian farmers exported overseas was about $3.28 billion in the 12 months to this January. Obviously, we want to continue to have exports. It's an important part of our economy. We need to balance at all times all the competing demands within our economy and within our community.
Ms Girolamo.